Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Consumer Shorthand Classes. Get ready. 5 seconds. Friends, I regard it a great privilege to be associated with this function which you are having in connection with the double diamond jubilee of the Theosophical Lodge here. To anyone who is at all acquainted with our history during the last 75 years or more, Theosophy connotes not only a system of thought and ideas and a course of individual training and practice, but also the great work even in the political and social fields which has been accomplished by all those who have been associated with this movement from the very beginning. Although I have never belonged to any theosophical society or been a member of any of its lodges, and although I have missed a great opportunity which all those who have had that privilege have enjoyed, I must say that I have not a little been influenced by what I have heard, by what I have read, and by what I have seen. And today I bear witness to the fact that we need in this country nothing more than what has been so well described by the President as spiritual integration. We have had our political freedom now, and in that connection, we can only recall the great service rendered by that great lady, Mrs. Annie Besant, and her associates. We have achieved freedom now, but the problem of bringing about that kind of synthesis which is required between the material and spiritual, between what we want and what we really need, between our physical and material requirements and our spiritual aspiration remains. It is that kind of synthesis like we need and which movements like the theosophical movement alone can bring us. I therefore attach great importance to it, especially in the present conditions when we see all around us the great strides which have been made by science in the material, technical, and physical world, when we see that although mankind has risen very high in these respects, but he has not been able to keep pace with the great attainments in matters spiritual and moral, and the result is a big gap which is in front of those who have marched so far and so fast, and that gap is so big, so deep that it can devour humanity unless mankind had the good sense and wisdom and foresight to see it and to jump it over. That can be done only by realization of what you teach, what you preach, and what everyone who has the advantage of association with you practices. We need this kind of spiritual realization to be able to see that after all, what matters really is not what can be supplied from within and thereby to meet the whole needs of the individual. We want that synthesis, we want that knowledge, and unless, as I have said, mankind arises betimes and see the danger ahead, mankind may be doomed. We are all thinking of wars and the terrible havoc, damage, and devastation which any new war can cause to the world. It cannot only be damage and devastation, it can well be the total annihilation, and with this prospect in view, we have to look for something which may turn us away from the direction in which we have been moving into another more fruitful, more productive, more lasting, and more helpful direction. And for that, we need spiritual background. For that, we need an understanding which goes beyond and behind mere material requirements and material comforts.